Hey, what is up, everyone? Tyler Ramsbey here, back with another now hacking video. And what I'm experimenting with right now is I am streaming live on Twitch, but I'm also in the voice channel on Discord so that people can like watch on Twitch or they can join live on Discord and like interact via voice. So right now it's me and Nate, aka Nobody Nate. If you're on Discord, you've seen him around. Well, now he's just Nate on Discord. He used to be Nobody Nate. Why'd you change your name?
I wanted to have the cool credentials list like everybody else does. You know, I'm a student.
Oh, gotcha. I'm an alumni. Let me get my Twitch chat pulled up. Okay, and what we're working on is the Throwback Network. This is part 4, I think, if I remember right. Did I miss flags when I was going through this stuff? Oh well, if I did, I'll come back and do them. I don't know if I did or not. But so for those of you who are watching, if you watched the last video, we got stuck on the Starkiller and installing Empire because I followed the instructions, and the instructions here are not the way to do it. So if you're also stuck, the way to do it is actually what Nate shared in the stream last time, was just apt install for both Starkiller and Empire, and then I was able to boot everything up and everything worked. But before we do that, someone already voted to reset this network. Why would they vote to reset it? I'm the one who started it 3 minutes ago. If you're on this network as well and it's already broken for you, I think you just need to, you're doing it wrong. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, they probably just need to reboot their VM.
Yeah, that is the issue I had. So if you are doing this and for some reason your VM like reverted to a saved state or a snapshot, well, snapshot should be fine, but like a saved state, you may have some issues. At least I did. I'm pretty sure all these are the same. I'm gonna try to ping just different ones real quick. Yeah. The IP stayed the same for me. And if you're watching for the first time and wondering how I'm specifying that instead of the IP, if you edit your Etsy host file, you can put in the IP and the host name right there, so you can save yourself some time instead of trying to memorize the IP each time. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to open up Empire, and then my understanding is Starkiller is almost like a front end to Empire. Is that right, Nate?
Yes,
do you know that? Okay.
It is. It is. Yep.
That's what I thought. So we're going to it's Powershell-Empire, isn't it? Yeah. So it's Powershell-Empire. We want to do server, I'm pretty sure. There we go. So we're going to get Powershell-Empire running as a server. Once the server is up, we should be able to launch Starkiller and then log in from there. And that's where I'll pick it up. So I didn't do anything besides before I started the stream earlier today. I just made sure I got this working because I didn't want to spend the entire stream trying to get this dumb thing to work. There we go. So I think I have that working. Now I'm going to open a new tab. I guess rot isn't the correct username. And I'm going to launch open Starkiller. There we go. My favorite thing about Starkiller is the fact that they use port 1337. That's pretty legit. Hopefully we do better at this tonight than we did playing Onward.
I'm still a little motion sick from that. I don't know if I'm going to want to play that anytime soon again.
We'll have to try other games that are less movement. All right. We will begin our movement. There, we just talked about movement, and we're going to do some movement in hacking. We will begin our movement through the network with our second. First, is Wesley on here yet?
You said he ran out for a smoke quick.
So he's getting cancer instead of joining us on stream.
Yeah,
What a scrub.
Talking about the black and milds from back in the day.
Ridiculous. Anyways, we will begin our movement throughout the network with our second foothold on Throwback Prod. Your team has informed you that the best plan of attack is a plan to command and control agent onto Throwback Prod and attempt to escalate privileges before assessing other footholds and laterally moving throughout the network. Uploading a C2 agent with Starkiller. I've never done this before, so it'll be fun. Starkiller uses a listener and a stager to create an agent. The listener does exactly as it sounds like. They should give this to me for free if I just correct their grammar. It listens on a given port for a connection back from your agent. The stager is like a payload that you send to the target to get an agent back. So to create our listener, go to the listeners tab. Oh, I'm already there. Sweet. And click create listener. Well, mine's just create. Select your listener type. For our demo, we'll use HTTP. So far, so good. Configure the listener. The only two options you need to change are the host IP and the host port. So this is going to be my IP, right? Pretty sure. .50.31.68. So those are my only two options. Just want to kind of see how it does this thing. My sweet staging key. After pressing submit, we now have an active listener on port 53. New listener and HTTP started. Okay. Generating the stager. Go to the stagers and select generate stager. Mine just says create. Assuming it's the same thing. We're going to use Windows Launcher BAT. Okay, set the listener to the listener we made previously. Got it. We now have a stager ready to deploy to our target. Depending on the stager type you selected, you will have to either download or copy and paste the stager to the target machine. Depending on the stager type you selected. Well, we selected the one you told us to select. Oh man. Download or copy and paste the stager to the target machine. Transferring and execute the stager. Okay, we're going to do a Python server. I do know how to do that. I'm guessing they didn't say to hit submit, but I'm pretty sure I hit submit. So, can I just download it? Okay. No, we'll just save it here. Are we in root? Okay. Open up our terminal. Move launcher bat to home, Cali, throwback. Let's just do that. And let's make a directory for prod, and then let's move the launcher to prod just to keep things organized. What did I do to it? He's not going to join. What did I do with my, what did I just do? I just broke my launcher. I moved into prod, and now it's not there anymore. What? Did I like pull it out on accident? Oh, good call. Move launcher.bat into prod.
So that is so you've moved it to root as a final call.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's go like this. Move prod to home, Cali, throwback, prod, and let's call it launcher.bat. Hey. And so Python server, for those of you watching on YouTube, this is just a good command to memorize. They give us the walkthrough here, but basically every box that you do, whether it's try hack me or hack the box, it often requires you to transfer a file from your attack machine to the victim machine. There are numerous ways to do it. You could actually set up like an FTP server, but one of the easiest ways is to set up a web server with Python, and I'll just show you how easy it is. I always do it with Python 3. I know other people prefer Python 2. but it's Python 3 -m for module, and then HTTP server, and then you could specify the port there. If you don't specify the port, it's just going to be port 80, but you can specify a different port if you want, if port 80 is already in use. And you'll always want to do it. Let me just back up. You'll always want to launch your Python web server from the folder that has the file you want to transfer. That may seem obvious, but it's easy to miss that, or else it's not going to grab that file, at least not very easily. So let's do that. I'll specify port 80, even though that's not really a requirement. Just to keep things organized, let's go like that. So we have that there. We launched our Python web server in the same directory as our stager. That's what I just shared. And, oh, we need to log in. We need to get credentials. I'm trying to remember where I was even at before. We were logged in as someone, like we cracked a hash or something, if I remember right.
Was that Peter J user?
Is that who it is?
Oh.
Can I SSH?
Not sure. I know you can, but I'm not sure if that's how you got in or not. Were you on command line as in?
I don't remember, to be honest. Was it Peter J? Is that the name?
Yeah, Peter J. I think you cracked the hash, and that was where we ended it, maybe.
Yeah, because then it wanted me to set up the Empire stuff, and then I got stuck on that. Am I not using the right password?
So I guess if you SSH before as an AD user, because you have to do like a double app.
Do you?
Yeah, so you have to do username at the domain name,
Which is throwback, right?
With the actual, yeah. Here's throwback.local or.
And then you do the server like that?
Yep.
Permission denied.
Let me double check.
I'm just backing up through here. Go ahead.
The exact command written down in my notes, but
You try it.
Still dizzy from playing, so struggling to get everything pulled up.
It's all good. I can make you share your screen now, technically, because we're in Discord.
Yeah, I'm streaming in Discord too. I got my screen sharing, so.
Do you?
Yeah, I figured if he jumps in here, they'll have a show.
So if I go to throwback, I know I saved the creds. Yeah, there they are. I'm just gonna make sure I'm doing the right creds. Yeah, Peter's. Oh, was I doing Peter J? I may have been missing the S on my SSH. Oh, let's just try this. SSH Peters J at throwback.local at prod.thm. I think that was my issue, maybe.
Peters J at throwback.local.
Yeah, that was my issue. I was doing Peter J. I was just missing the S is all. Because now I have it. Yep, we're good. We're golden. All right, let's jump back to this. I'm guessing we're just going to connect to the HTTP server and pull down the stager. We now have a stager ready to deploy, blah, blah, blah. We already downloaded it. I suppose you could have pasted it. And we launched our Python web server. What is this stuff he's doing right there? Oh, is this W? Okay, I see. That's from this machine. Let's try it. So we do wget. We could do ton. Would that work? Let's just do my IP. Wget, and we're gonna do 10.50.31.68 like that, and launcher.bat, and we can specify the out file. We'll just call it launcher.bat as well. This should work. We should have write privileges in his home folder. Yeah, wget only works in PowerShell, right? We can do certutil URL cache if I remember it right. Is it -F for file? Going off memory here. And then we have to specify the out file too, like that.
Yeah. then it just shows you.
I spelled cert util wrong. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Launcher.bat. Look at that. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay. I ran it. I think. After executing the batch file, if you correctly set up your listener and stager, then an agent will check back in the Agents tab. Look at that. Sweet. A red agent means that the agent's not responding with the C2 server. An agent with a black color or no color means that the agent is successfully connected back to the C2 server and is actively responding. That's cool. Have you ever done that before, Nate, before this room?
I've had to use Starkiller one other time. I don't remember what it was for. But I did go through... Maybe it was OSCP. Took me through like Empire and Starkiller and stuff.
Sure.
Used it one other time, not very much, so it's kind of relearning again, but...
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Little utility, yeah.
All right, let's see if I can knock this out. I'll probably stream till maybe 12:30 or something. Now that we have an agent on the machine responding with Starkiller, we can explore the command interface. I should probably get Twitch pulled up. I'm not even looking at the chat. If anyone's saying anything in the chat, I apologize. No one is. Okay, good. It's just us. And Discord.
I'm on here, nobody's saying anything in chat, right?
No. I mean, I didn't even say I was going to stream, so HunterBot must not be with us today.
I lost the viewer. It went from 3 to 2.
Oh my goodness. Terrible. Now that we have an agent on the machine responding with Starkiller, we can explore the command interface of Starkiller as well as the modules that Starkiller has. Agent panel overview. If you click on the agent, you'll be brought to an agent interaction panel. Oh my goodness, that is cool. You could use this for IT support. just put an agent and have your own command and control center. That's how you do IT support.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. If you click on agent, you'll be brought to the agent interaction panel. Here you can send commands to the server. Can I just do that? I wonder where it comes back out at. I'm sure it will tell us. The agent can send any normal shell command, such as who am I, which is what I did. However, that is not utilizing the full power of Starkiller. What does it respond at?
I think you have to go to a different tab for like logs or something.
Who am I right here? There it is. So then it shows up in your reporting area because I did who am I, and it's showing me the task result there. So if you run the task in the agents, it shows up in that reporting tab. Yeah. One of the major features of any C2 server is the ability to use modules. These are typically tools or exploits like Mimikatz, Rubus, and Print Spoofer that can be loaded onto the server through the agent. Starkiller has many modules, all their own uses. Another grammar issue. Take some time to explore the modules menu and play with some of the modules. Okay. I hear myself echoing. Are you watching Twitch as well now?
I think I am.
Oh, there's someone else here.
Let me get my audio sorted out. Hold on.
Oh, what up, Jeff? Yeah, so Jeff, the easy thing to do is just mute Twitch because Twitch has a delay. So mute Twitch. You can stay on Twitch because it gives me more viewers, but just mute it. And then you watch and communicate on Discord if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand. I just literally just joined. So I plugged my headset in.
Oh, sure.
Call and join Twitch all at the same time. So I just had to real quick. That's all.
Yeah, this is totally like just an experiment. I wanted to know if I could stream to Twitch and Discord because it's using like the same equipment and it seems to be working, which is cool. Because what I didn't like before is just the lack of interaction. Like we always had a couple of people who would chat, but I like to be able to, you know, if someone has a question or can correct me, like Nate often, it's a lot easier just to have voice chat. And then plus, I have it set up so your voice comes out into the stream as well. So if you share anything, it'll be on the stream for good or for bad.
Oh, that's scary.
Yep. So right now you'll be on YouTube. You're making your YouTube debut today.
I have to sign this waiver though.
No waivers. Yeah, if you guys want to share like your social security number or something that is like the entry to be on my stream.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And we'll go from. Oh, perfect. appreciate that. All right, modules. We have sharpsec dump, invoke internal monologue, enum cred store, Rubus credential injection, power dump. I'm just gonna run some of these and let's just see what happens. This is pretty dang cool. Wow, there's so many things.
They got WinPs built in too.
Do they? So then I suppose you run WinPs and you just look at the report and it will come out. Would be a cool command to run. Let's see if I can find WinPs. Probably down at the bottom. My VirtualBox doesn't scroll very well with my mouse.
Found a search online. Not sure if Bruce has one.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got the search bar.
WinPs.
Nice.
Disabled colored output, full scan, search applications. So I assume I can, well, that's a shell command. Is there a run button I'm missing because my screen's not big? Oh yeah, let's scroll down. Submit. Now, if we go to reporting, might take a second. Yeah, the task result isn't there yet. This is cool. So if you go back to agents, just for proof of concept type stuff, if I do dir, hit run, go to reporting. Oh, maybe it takes a while.
A bunch of stale agents on mine, so I fired it off on the wrong one. Didn't get any reply.
Oh, sure.
Now that both of you guys are streaming.
Yeah, my Twitch is just me. Here, let me, I want to see what Discord looks like right now. Oh yeah, that is cool. We're both streaming. Now if I could just figure out how to pull it all in to Twitch. OBS is such a cool tool. Like it takes a while when you first configure it, but man, it can do some powerful stuff. Like I'm just scratching the surface of what OBS can do. All right. Let's I'm guessing it doesn't run this task until it finishes running this task, obviously. Like it doesn't run it concurrently.
You're getting no response from your Ps?
Not yet. Nothing from my task result. Let me check my agents. Oh, look, I lost my agent connection. It broke it. So
mine broke too.
WinPs must, maybe it was WinPs that broke it. So we should be able to like, I wonder if I can stop. I probably just have to redo it completely, right? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to kill it. Do you want to kill one agent? Yes. And then I'm just going to, we still have shell here, right? So we should just be able to relaunch the launcher. Oh shoot, where did I save it to though? Wasn't it just right here?
Mine disappeared too.
Interesting. So after it, I suppose it makes sense, right? Because if you have a command and control agent on someone's computer, once it launches, you don't want it there. You don't want it detected by antivirus or anything, but you want to keep that. Or maybe when I hit kill, it destroyed it or something. I'm not sure. But should just be able to do cert util URL cache F for file, my IP, and launcher.bat, and then our out file, we'll call it launcher.bat. And then launch it.
Is this the same room you were working on last night?
Yeah, so where I was stuck at last night was this PowerShell-Empire thing. This wasn't working, installing Empire and Starkiller, because if you follow the instructions, it doesn't work. You want to apt install both of them. And so that's where I was stuck. So that's where we started. But it is the same room.
I didn't make it quite this far last night. You just got to task 14 when I was just falling asleep. Nothing against you.
No, it's all good. Yeah, and usually I don't stream. We were doing VR before this, like till 11:30. And Nate was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do some hacking." I was like, "Shoot, I might as well just jump into a stream and stream for a little bit." So we'll probably go till another 30 minutes or so, till 12:30 Central Time. But we'll see how far we get. Now that I did that again, my agent, see now my agent's back. So if you do break it, it's as simple as relaunching it. I'm going to go to my modules again. Oops.
That's that cert util command that you just ran to relaunch your agent?
So no, what cert util does is, so yeah, I'll walk through this real quick. So the first thing you have to do, I put the launcher, this is on my attack machine right here. I made a folder for it. And then a lot of things about CTFs is transferring files right from your attack machine to the victim. And one of the easiest ways to do that is you set up your own web server. So it's just Python 3-m for module, and then HTTP server, and then the port that you want to host the web server on. So then what's happening is my attack machine is functioning like a web server. Then on my victim, in command prompt, the way that you can download a file is using the cert util command. So it's just cert util -url cache -f for file. And then here is the IP of my attacking machine. Since it's hosting its own, it's like functioning like a website. And then I'm downloading that launcher.bat from right there on my attack machine, and then outputting it as a launcher.bat file. And then it saves it to this computer, and then I'm just launching it. Does that make sense, that explanation?
Yeah, more or less. I'm curious. So that's a Python module? Module? What's the name of that module?
http.server. So it's Python 3-m, and then the module itself is this http.server.
And that's basically setting up your terminal to be like an Apache server or something? Or?
Not Apache, like it would just be, it's just like a super basic web server. So I guess I've never tried to browse to it like from a GUI on a victim's machine. It probably just shows the files.
That pulls up just like an FTP server.
Yeah, it just shows the files there. But that's like the standard way if you watch someone doing a CTF. Because when I got into CTFs, that's what confused me for a little bit the most. I was like, well, how do I get the files on the victim for my attacking machine? And it's Python. So Python web server, and then from the victim connect to the Python web server. You can set up like an FTP server as well. It's just the Python web server is so dang easy. And it's not...
Do like an rsync or an SCP or something like that?
I suppose you could. I mean, any way that you could transfer files should work.
I guess it depends on the type of access you have on the target.
Yeah, depending on what the victim has.
It's good to be comfortable with multiple methods because
Yeah.
it depends on the environment you're trying to break into. Because util's a good one for Windows. It seems to be available most of the time.
Just I guess when I'm thinking of like syncing files remotely, I'm thinking usually like rsync in Linux. But yeah, I guess it depends. Normally I'm not thinking of a target system more than a like a system company resource. Not like a red team environment. But gotcha. That's very cool. HTTP.server. I'll check that out.
Yeah, Python 3. You can do it in Python 2 as well. It's just a little bit different syntax, but does the same thing.
I'm old, but not close.
Yeah, and Python 3 comes pre-installed on Kali. If you have most Linux distros, I think has it.
I run Kali.
Let's see. Starkiller is great for saving information and logging actions because it will automatically save all the creds that are found through the modules or credentials that you have manually. So if you do like Mimikatz or something, it'll save those creds. Starkiller will also report all shell commands and modules run an agent. We already figured that out. Read the above text and familiar yourself with the menus. So if we rerun like Mimikatz or something to steal creds, let's just try that. It might break again, but I don't know what this is. Cred sharpsec dump enum cred store. Let's try this one.
I haven't gotten a single module to run for me yet.
Does it break right away?
It just doesn't run. I don't get output. Run seatbelt.
Well, maybe we'll skip that part for the stream.
Never selected an agent the first time I did it. That's probably why.
Oh yeah, make sure the agent's selected. Let's try that.
No output. What the heck?
My task result is job started, but I don't really know what that even does. There's no creds there. Oh, well, I'm going to keep moving on. Maybe. Yeah, I'll just keep moving. Seatbelt check. Because it's probably going to have us do modules anyways. You have a C2 agent responding back from the throwback production computer. Now we need to elevate our privileges in order to dump hashes and passwords with Mimikat. So we're going to get to that. Your team has suggested to run an enumeration script like WinPeas. No, WinPeas doesn't work. I'm going to run it locally. I'm going to put in my Python script and run it, I think. Or seatbelt to enumerate what services and privileges may be misconfigured. It says to use the module, but it didn't work last time. And I don't feel like killing it again. So we're going to run WinPeas the manual way. At least I'm going to. I guess, Nate, you can try doing it.
I didn't consider it until you said it, but that sounds like a good idea to me.
To do it manually, or are you going to do it through the module thing?
No, I haven't tried the module too many times. It's just killing my agent.
Sure. Do I have WinPeas? Dude, I don't even have WinPeas on this edition. Yeah, but it's in Starkiller, but each time we run WinPeas, it breaks it. Like, it breaks the agent, and then we have to redo it.
Wonder if module is using executable. If the file is stored somewhere in Kali, like if you did locate WinPeas, you have it somewhere, just not. It's part of the Starkiller package. It's got to be in there somewhere, I think.
Where's the WinPeas, like, actual, just exe?
I think on the homepage of the repo, there's like a download to the releases. Yeah, there's a link.
Oh, the releases page. That's what I'm looking for. Here we go. We want WinPeas 64. Oh, here we already have one pulled up. Oh, my cow. I'm running this in Oracle VirtualBox. There's WinPeas. Ah, you're good. So now that I have this is in my Python web server folder. So now I should be able to cert util it and just call it, what is the file name? WinPeas X. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna type it wrong if I don't copy it. Oh, try to run it. I didn't specify the out file. It's gonna break. Oh well, I'll just redo it. Do you now look like a real hacker with all the text going across my screen?
Make it green though.
Yeah, I should have made it green. Wonder if anyone else has the problem with doing WinPeas through whatever it's called, Starkiller or something. See, it's probably not.
I'm not deep in the trying as you guys, but I've had issues with some of their rooms, just intended solutions they haven't updated the write-up or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that pretty often. I think it's almost the nature of the beast because things update so fast. But the other part of it is, like, I used to get really frustrated by that. But then, like, working in this type of role, it's just, like, part of it. Things, like, rarely work how they're supposed to. So it teaches you some of that troubleshooting. All right, let's do WinPeas. And so for those of you on YouTube watching this, WinPeas is enumerates windows to see if there's misconfigurations or things that can be abused. Oh, you don't have to do it like that. And I'll explain it once it runs, but you have WinPeas for Windows, and then there's a LinPeas for Linux. So if you're attacking a Linux box, you'll want to run LinPeas, and it looks very similar. A Windows box, you want to run WinPeas, and it's going to give us some privilege escalation path. So you run this after you have like a low-level user on a machine to figure out how you can elevate your privileges to the next step. What the box is asking us to do is to do it through Death Star or whatever it was called. It's just that when we tried it through Death Star, it didn't work. I'm going to read through how they do it. So if you press submit, look, they got green text. They're real hackers. Searching seatbelt output. Honestly, I like the manual look more than through the Starkiller thing. I have pretty colors over here. And we'll kind of glance through here. Since we know that there are saved creds within the credential manager from seatbelt. Oh, so maybe they're doing seatbelt up here. That's why it looks different. We can utilize the Windows run as to run a file as an elevated user and escalate privileges. You will need an RDP session on the device in order to successfully run this command. So we're going to switch over to RDP. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and just look through this. Maybe there's other things that we can find as well. So we have, my scroll's so bad on here. Oh, but if I scroll that way, it scrolls almost too fast. Searching hidden files or folders, none of that's going to be of use to us, I don't think. The cool thing is it links out to this hack tricks, which is a good, solid area. And the colors actually mean something. Let me scroll to the top so you guys can see this. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. We're almost there. Blah, blah, blah. Let me just make this full screen. This is going to make our life a lot easier. At least while we scroll through this. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be broken anyways. All right, let's pull try hack me back up. Okay. So here is the colors. It usually doesn't look this bad. It's because it's small. Red indicates a special privilege over an object or something is misconfigured. Green indicates that some protection is enabled. Cyan, blue, light yellow. You can read through this. But what we're looking for often is red. I believe Linpeas is a little bit different color scheme, but same concept. So running system info, and I should just show, there's another way that you can enumerate stuff, and we'll come back to this just for teaching purposes. I want to show you guys another way that you can enumerate. So if you get access to a Windows box, another thing you can do is grab down the system info. And I'll show you how we can utilize that. Oh, I have access is denied to system info. Isn't that interesting? Well, let me show you on my real computer. So what it does, often you can run system info, but that's disabled in this box. You get this file with system info, and you literally just copy and paste your system info into Kali Linux. And then there's another tool. I think it's Windows Privilege Suggester. It's a Python script. Windows Exploit Suggester, and you basically just identify that system info file, and it'll also show you some maybe some kernel exploits or things that it might be vulnerable to. So when it comes to Windows as well as Linux, there's always multiple paths that you can use for enumeration and figure out what's going on. Let me just scroll through here real quick. Now, looking for password files in user homes, and one of my wonder if that would be useful or not. One of my weaknesses is the Windows side of things. Linux, I'm just a lot more comfortable with this. Scroll up. Yeah, we have that hash. We already cracked the hash. What was that?
Sounds like for the OSCP, Windows is the big obstacle, especially AD exploits.
And it makes sense. I mean, just because if you're a pen tester, there is a Linux, you know, especially web servers and stuff, but for workstations, you're looking at Windows a lot. Kerberos tickets. Always say that wrong. And we have these CRUD files. I think that's probably going to be our attack. We have recently run commands. Adding the group policy or something. Unable to enumerate CRUDs automatically. Here are services that we could try to migrate over to. Here's going to show different connections and different ports. Sometimes there's ports that you see when you're in a box that aren't open publicly when you do your Nmap scan. Oh, and here are some unquoted service path type stuff. Path injection. The unquoted service path is such a popular vulnerability. Even in my job, we were remediating that. And then on my own computer, the Intel audio service runs as an unquoted service path. So it could be exploited. This is all path injection. All right. Well, I think you guys, YouTube, maybe get the point of what we're doing there. When you are doing this, like if I wasn't following a walkthrough, you take your time, and when you find anything that looks like it might be remotely helpful, you take a screenshot of it so that you can come back to it if you need to. If you get stuck, you can look back at your screenshots and maybe figure out another way to enumerate. All right. What user was found from seatbelt? I don't know. Maybe I should run seatbelt. Hey, Nate, did you run seatbelt or WinPeace?
I ran WinPeace, and the first time that I ran through it, there is a password, a username and password that was stored on the box that WinPeace finds. I had it pulled up, and I was working on copy-pasting it to my notes, but then I hit spacebar and jumped to the bottom. For the past 10 minutes I've been trying to find it.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah. I only found the username here.
You found it?
Yeah.
I should see. Let's test this. Let's test you sharing your screen, because you're streaming right now in Discord, right? Let me grab Discord and bring it over here. Watch stream. And I'm looking at Discord over here.
I don't have Twitch pulled up anymore, so I'm not sure.
Dude, you're on Twitch right now. We're all watching your screen.
Yeah. Hello world.
You're a Twitch streamer now. Show us what you're doing. Show us how you got to this. Back up if you don't mind, or don't lose it again though.
I just ran WinPeace from here. Full times.
And you just save the output to wp.txt. That's smart. Then you can grep through it.
So I SCP'd it back over to my Linux box so that I could grep through it. And that's where I'm at. Is it here? Yeah. Grep for user first. The username is right here.
Blair J.
And the password was right here.
Nice. Should send me that password in Discord. You already did the work.
Right. We shouldn't both do the work. Why do we have to?
Yeah, dude. Oh, Blair J. You said, right? Did you type it in to try hack me?
I haven't. No.
They might be looking for a different user.
What the user found?
Blair J. doesn't work. Doesn't fit.
Yeah, they have like way more characters there too.
Interesting. Maybe we should run. I've never run seatbelt. Maybe it would be a good learning thing.
There's more users on here somewhere. Is it administrator?
Shoot, maybe. Nope.
We've been in this admin-Peters J account yet?
No. We're just in Peters J. Maybe, I bet that's what it is.
Found it.
Yep, it's
Last stream, but the stream before that, I did like some manual integration with that user.
Yeah.
On this account, but I never really did anything with it.
It's admin Peters J. Did you find the password?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it doesn't ask for a password. It just says what user was found. And then we're looking for a flag for task 4. For prod, let's see. What is the flag from the poison user? What is the second user flag? What is the root flag? Oh, that's fun. Here, I'm going to pull mine back up.
Remember the syntax for find in Windows?
Nope.
It's a good read to help.
What are we looking for now? And on window boxes, I mean, Nate, you know this, but for others watching, they often store the flag on the desktop of the user that you're looking for. So in this Peters J folder, we see that user.txt, and unlike Linux, it's not cat, right? So if you try to do cat user.txt, it's not going to work. But if you do type user.txt, it will work. So there we got a flag. That must be the one flag they're referring to, at least for now. There we go. And it asks for the second user flag on throwback. I don't think we can get that yet, but we can try. Oh, so even if you go to the user folder, there's the admin Peters J as well. So we could have even nabbed it from there. But we're in Blair J. Can we go to any of these other folders? Or no, we're Peters J. Can we go to Blair J? Nope. 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 Whose password did you find initially? Was that Blair J?
That might be the other user.
Yeah, I wonder if we could pivot over to him. Blair J is another user on the box. I wonder if you could switch user over to him. Even SSH is him.
I'm gonna try to SSH. There is like that run as if they're showing in the description, but I just
You're streaming to Twitch right now, just so you know.
Okay, let me pull my social back up again. Run as, is that like an SU command? Yeah. I think it's like single run though. That's not like an interactive session. Gotcha. Yeah. But the syntax to me is just, I don't remember the syntax, so I don't like to use it, I guess. Let's SSH in. Yeah. Put your daily mouse and paste. Looks like he knows all that Windows syntax because he's into PowerShell and all that. He's into Windows stuff. I just don't do that.
Oh, I don't know it either very well.
I learned PowerShell and then I learned a bunch of other stuff and never had PowerShell since I learned it. So.
Yeah, I'm good at Googling. I'm not that great at PowerShell. I understand the syntax good enough. What I use it a lot for, at least at work, is using PowerShell essentially as an SSH client, right? So doing a PS session when I need to connect to a remote computer, and like if I have to enumerate something or find something, that's a lot of what I use PowerShell for, is just as an SSH client. Look at that, it worked. Did you just SSH as Blair J?
Yeah, I just use PuTTY if I'm SSHing on Windows, but that's very not often.
Yeah, I use PuTTY at work.
Has SSH built into command line now.
That's what he was saying. What did you say the command was? PS SSH or something?
That's just like PowerShell. It's not truly SSH, but with PowerShell, you can set up, like you can connect to a remote computer. If you have, like I have to do it for my admin creds, I can connect to any remote computer in Active Directory. It's not truly SSH, but it's similar where I have a command line interface on the remote computer. It's a PS session.
SSH too. Can you guys see this?
Yeah. Yep. You're good.
Windows 10. What's the command? Just SSH? That is.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Just host an IP address or domain name?
That's exactly the same as Linux. Wow. And you have to type the password correct, of course.
That's a good idea. I think after this, we'll I'm gonna call it a night for the stream, only because it's 12:30. But let me jump back to try hack me real quick. Kind of recap. So I bet. So when you got to the Blair J, I bet if you follow the guide, that's where we're gonna end up at. I'm just gonna glance through here real quick. Mimikat's overview, gaining privilege, dumping password hashes. So I bet you eventually, I bet the way that the learning path actually takes you is you dump the hashes and you crack his hash.
Could be.
Just glancing through here.
So that confuses me because I've always like learned or thought of hashes as a one-way function. Like how you crack a hash.
Yeah, they technically are one-way functions. The way you crack it, I think the right terminology is like a rainbow table. So you're not cracking the hash itself, but you have a list of known passwords. And so each, like password 123 hashed, unless you salt it, right? Unless you add to the hash, is going to be the same hash as password 123 elsewhere. So you're not cracking the hash, but you're essentially comparing password hashes. And so to crack the hash, you're just finding the same hash, then you know the password. Is that your understanding, Nate? Am I describing that accurately?
Yeah. I guess the only thing I would add to that is that rainbow tables are pre-computed hashes, and if you're using something like John or I wanted to say Hydra, but that's not right. Hashcat, yeah. Thank you. If you're using something like John or Hashcat, not using a hash table. You're not using a rainbow table. You're computing the hashes on the fly.
So rainbow table is like a dictionary tag for a hash.
Yep. And so that's the whole point of salts is if you add a salt to the password, you're defeating the ability to use a rainbow table.
Mm-hmm.
Because that hash is going to be different with the salt in there.
And then there really is no way to crack it because there's a one-way computation. All right.
Some algorithms are like weak, so not sure if it's considered hacking it or what it is. But I think like SHA-1 had
Oh, sure, yeah.
problems with it.
That's true.
I'm not that far in yet.
All right. Well, for those of you watching on YouTube on the stream, if you're not in Discord with us, peace out. I'll catch you guys next time. I stream most nights from 10:30 Central Time to midnight Central Time, or randomly I jump on like I did tonight. But I will catch you guys later.